Hello, everybody. Santa's almost here. He's coming around. He's about ready to jump down a few chimneys. But I'll tell you what, the Denver Broncos, not only this year, have given us some presents, but, even recently. And we'll talk about in this episode. We've got a few presents as well as far as Pro Bowl selections. We'll talk about the Denver Broncos, where they're at, what's on the line, who's hurt, who's playing, what the opponent might look like as of tomorrow. All that and more coming up on the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast, Christmas Eve edition. Ho, 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 coming up next. Well, welcome everybody to the Denver Bronco Roundup podcast. It's Christmas Eve, and what a fantastic year it's been. Hopefully, you haven't landed on the naughty list. Hopefully, you're on the nice list. I think I'm on the nice list. My name's Keith Brugman. I'll be your host as well as my good friend right next to me. His name is Jody the Judge Moncrief. Naughty or nice list, Jody? Which way did you land this year, man? How do you feel? Going to be on Santa? Is Santa going to be good to you?
Well, I think you'll be good this year. No,
All right.
nothing out of the ordinary, I guess.
I got to start off this way. I started thinking about this as I was going live. Honestly, I woke up really super early this morning and got on Facebook, and this is one of the first things I saw. Adam and Kayla recently moved from Colorado to Florida. Last night, they had a devastating fire, and their house burnt. Like it's gone. Adam and Kayla, my heart went out immediately to you. And I just can't even imagine this close to Christmas, everything that you're going through. That being said, I implore anybody who'd like to help out somebody during Christmas. Adam and Kayla do have a GoFundMe page. I know you can go over to Facebook. You can find it there. I've already been talking with my wife on how we can maybe help out Adam and Kayla. Adam and Kayla, thoughts are with you. Our prayers are with you. Know that you will come out of this, and I think that only the best is yet to come. So please, just know that we're all with you. And if you need anything, please lean on us in the meantime, okay? Just tough news, man. Tough news this time of year. And I'm sure you'd agree, Jody.
Yeah, it's tragic, and it puts everything in perspective. And kind of at a loss for words. It's pretty humble and somber. So
yeah,
prayers go to you guys.
Absolutely. Adam, Kayla, I'm so impressed that you're here with us this evening. Hopefully we can take a few things off your mind. We'll talk a little bit of Broncos and Broncos Country and all the presents they've given us this year. Ernie May is coming in saying, hello, Keith, go Broncos Country only. We go 13-3. Or 13-3. All of a sudden I was thinking, I always forgot about that last loss, man. That was a heartbreaker. That being said, we're moving on, man. Let's get the worst out of the way, man. Some injuries, and talking about prayers up and we offered a lot of prayers up as we didn't know as we went post game exactly where Pat Bryant was. We've gotten better news since then, Jody, about Pat Bryant. He's not going to be playing this weekend or this Christmas Day, but he is doing much better, and news kept getting better as the hours and days ticked by. Talk about Pat Bryant, where he's at right now, and just how thankful we are, I guess, is the best thing.
Probably the best outcome from the way he left the field on a stretcher. Just a concussion. I don't want to say only a concussion. I mean, it sounded like it was pretty bad, but he'll fight through that, and hopefully next week is not as important. Next week's going to be important regardless, but long term we'll need Pat Bryant. So if he's not 100%, hopefully we get that bye, and that's another week for him to rest up, and that's 3 weeks of him getting rest up. So probably not the greatest, but I mean, we did it in the Green Bay game without him, so we got some guys that, Michael Bandy, or maybe they finally call up Elijah Moore, some guys that time for them to step up.
Yeah, lots of options for the Denver Broncos, man. We could turn the Michael Bandy route. We could turn the Elijah Moore. The more important thing is, great to hear that Pat Bryant is a fully functional. There was concern about that, like you said, coming off on the stretcher, dealing with a concussion. He'll go through that protocol, but at the same time, look like, if I remember right, I think I actually saw some reps actually being ran, though I did see also he did not practice. So I don't know. I don't know what I was looking at, but at the same time, good to hear that he's back and on his road to recovery. That's the biggest thing. Another one from that game, and then I'm going to hit the comments here in just a moment as well. Dre Greenlaw, man, did not finish the game versus the Jaguars. End up leaving with a hamstring. Did not practice this week as well. How big of an impact do you think that is for the Denver Broncos, not having Dre Greenlaw on the field, because we also have another guy that's going to take his place?
This week, probably not as much. The way Kansas City is, basically just putting their whole team on IR, not playing them, and different things. I want him ready come playoff time. I want him ready in case you have to play a team like Buffalo or somebody that can run the football and he can plug holes and stuff. So get him healthy. And we did it for 6 weeks without him. So whatever it was, 6-7 weeks without him with Sternad, who's coming back. So we know what Sternad can do. He was balling when he was in there. So I don't want to say I'm just overlooking this game, but this game doesn't really worry me as much as if Kansas City had something to play for and Mahomes and everyone were playing. So rest your guys up, get healthy, make this a get right game, and get back on track and get ready for a big, massive game against the Chargers.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get into this a little bit more, but it seems like, don't get me wrong, Jody, was the scariest Denver Broncos defense the Denver Broncos defense without Dre Greenlaw earlier in the season before he started playing, or the one that added Dre Greenlaw? I'm not saying it's all Dre Greenlaw. We could look at opponents, we could look at matchups, we could look at production. I'm just saying, Denver Broncos, kind of like when Pat Surtain went down, they did fairly well without him. I'm not necessarily scared that Dre Greenlaw is going to be out this game. And as you kind of alluded to as well, if you need to let Pat Bryant have an extra week, if you need to have Dre Greenlaw have an extra week, maybe that's something that's necessary. I'm not as scared, even going up against the Los Angeles Chargers without a Dre Greenlaw. I'd rather him get healthy and be playing his best, because it seems like we can do pretty well without him, Jody. I'll be 100% honest. I know you've been a big Drake Greenlaw fan. I want to hit the comments. You can hit me back on that if you wish after that. Phil McLaughlin is saying a couple of different things, so I got to make sure I get to all of these. Merry Christmas, Eve, Keith, and the judge. Prayers for all those less fortunate than us. Those, I'll just add to that, those who are struggling, those who just need those prayers right now. Christmas can be a really tough time of year. Like I said, we're hopefully coming in here, getting your mind off of it with a little Denver Broncos talk if you need that. If you don't need that, hopefully you just enjoy a lot of Denver Broncos talk. But regardless, we're here nonetheless. He's also dropping some stars and helping us out on our show, making us feel a little bit better here on this Christmas Eve. And thank you, Mr. Phil McLaughlin. All your support, man, throughout the year and here on Christmas. The almost Christmas, maybe Christmas for some of you if we get Patrick chiming in here pretty soon. Good evening, Keith and Jody, and Merry Christmas and go Bo Broncos, says Mr. Michael Ronquillo. He's got those blue and orange hearts. He's rocking that mile high salute. He's got the 100 stars in there as well, man. Michael, appreciate you, man. Hope you're having a fantastic Christmas, man. I know working the Walmart scene as you do, my friend, can be a crazy time of year right about now for you. So hope it was a great season, and hopefully you can relax a little bit, if not maybe tomorrow or the next day. I know the return lines can also be pretty big in these industries as well. Hopefully that relaxation is coming up around the corner. I think this is a great, I got to get to this real quick. Losing cornerback Brandon Jones hurts more. We just got done talking about Drake Greenlaw. We talked about Pat Bryant. So those are the only two names we mentioned on the injury list so far. And Michael's coming in and saying, honestly, if I had to choose my player that, hurts the Denver Broncos the most, it's Mr. Brandon Jones. Agree, disagree? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, because I think the stat I heard was Denver was the only team that had 3 guys in the secondary that had played 300 snaps, and Brandon Jones was one of those guys. He's very underrated back there. So, and you could see it, and they said it in the press conferences. Those are the few guys that talked, that there were some miscommunications back there. So hopefully get that cleaned up, because if Denver gets this, if Denver ends up with the 1 seed in the bye, you won't see him at least till the AFC Championship game at minimum. So, that's 4 games. So they're going to have to make do. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole of why we haven't brought someone else in to replace Locke, but he's there. I think the replacement might be on this roster. Whether Denver does it or not is, I think you need to use Jahdae Barron more back there in the safety role.
He is kind of a wild card type of a guy, man. He's long. He could play that role. He's a hard hitter from the cornerback position, something you don't necessarily see a lot of, and you'd see a lot more in that safety position. I like your thinking. Whether this coaching staff is kind of gutsy enough to, I'll say gutsy enough to make that call, Jody. That's another one, man, because that is pretty big, man. I do like what Jahdae Barron has been able to do and progress into throughout this season. I think the way he started the season, and we were seeing him very sparingly compared to where we see him today, completely different player and completely different, I don't want to say emphasis, but actually production on the field and meaning on the field when he steps out there. I like what he's doing out there.
I think the big problem is PJ Locke and Talanoa Hufanga play kind of the same way. They're more down in the box, want to hit you hard type players. And I heard this the other day, since about the Washington game, teams are starting to figure out if you can keep Talanoa Hufanga back with you watch guys, what other teams, they're not spreading wide receivers out wide. They're keeping everything in tight and little short routes, and you can keep him off the line of scrimmage where he has to cover, and he's not able to come down and, make big plays like he did in Green Bay where he blows two guys up. That's really messing this defense up. So VJ's going to have to do some, make some adjustments there, because so some of the stuff I watched, it's real noticeable. He's incredible when he comes down and can blow you up, but he's not he's not the greatest in coverage when he has to do that. So, and when you got two guys back there like that, it makes it worse. That's why would like to see maybe Jade back there where he can kind of free range a little bit more and allow Hufanga to come down and do what he does best.
Good point, man. I was worried about Brandon Jones from the very beginning. I was just reminiscing one of our other podcasts about, how Brandon Jones was the question mark of, we're bringing in this guy from Miami when he first came to the Denver Broncos. It's amazing to think we went from there to where we're at today, because he really didn't have the resume, Jody. He didn't have the resume to sit there and say, put a stamp on it, this guy's going to be our safety and he's going to be something special. But the Denver Broncos without Brandon Jones does look like a different defense, and does affect Talanoa Hufanga and what he does best on the field. Like you said, being kind of that free range guy who can either be blitzing the quarterback or, be wreaking havoc in the secondary as that kind of missile back there going towards the ball and the defender, or as a defender.
And what's crazy about, he was never healthy in Miami. He never played a full season, and he moved on from an All-Pro in Justin Simmons to replace him.
Yeah.
So Denver's made some hard moves like that, moving off of Russell for a rookie quarterback, moving off an All-Pro and Justin Simmons for Brandon Jones, and they both have worked out. So,
yep.
But that's why I want to. But that's why I want to see Jahdae Barron back there, because, when PS2 was out, you were playing Chris Abrams-Drains anyways. So move him, let him get some more reps on the field, and move Barron back there if you got to. I don't want to hate on PJ Locke, but I've seen. It's kind of the same stuff last year. The teams are going to put him in coverage, and he's not great there. I'll give him a little bit of a pass on that touchdown last week. I thought that was offensive pass interference, but even at that, the ball was thrown where it didn't need to be offensive pass interference, and he didn't really make a play on the ball. So, he's like a poor man's Hufanga, and that's not what we need back there. We need someone with a little more range and different types of stuff, and hopefully Jahdae could, and I think he could do that.
You're absolutely right, man, because if you're going to have that wild card, you need to have that coverage guy, right? And then putting Jahdae back there who can have that ability to be a coverage type of guy, coverage type of safety, allow then Hufanga to be more kind of the wild man. I love the idea. We'll see if they,
because you're going to have to do
the trigger on that.
You're going to have to do something if these teams are going to do these little short passes, and it's like either Denver's scared that teams are going to go deep on them or whatever. But if teams are going to just sit there and 4 and 5 yard, move the ball like that, and you can't get home with the pass rush, you're either going to have to get up tight and take that away or do something different, which I didn't see that in the Jacksonville game. Jacksonville beat us and Denver didn't play good, but it was a lot of quick little short routes like that just get up there and make the tackle, and you get off the field. They were breaking tackles, and that's one of the things when I hear people say, "Oh, we don't want them in the playoffs." Yeah, I want another shot at Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence made 2 incredible throws that Pat Surtain wasn't going to defend. They were perfect throws, and how many tackles did we miss that were, on third down that would have been short of the sticks. So we beat ourselves just as much as they beat us. I don't want to take anything away from what they did because they made the plays and we didn't. And like Nick Benito said, he played like cheeks and it ran down to the rest of the team. So hopefully VJ makes some adjustments, and hopefully tackling is one of them.
Well, I'll even step it up a notch. It's kind of late. I know it is Christmas Eve, so I usually don't drop a bad word on here. But Nick Benito is the one who said it. Said he played like ass. And I think this is a pretty big wake up call. Broncos tackling in that game was doo doo. Says Graham. Graham, good to see you, man. Glad that you were able to celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve with your family. I saw that comment a little bit earlier as well.
This game reminded me, and I don't know how many people remember it, in '98, Miami came in here late in the season and beat Denver, and you had Pat Surtain's dad and Zach Thomas and some other guys, talked a lot of trash that we just beat the defending Super Bowl champs and this and this and this. And Denver remembered that, and come playoff time, they seen Miami in the playoffs, and we all know what happened in the playoffs. So this is kind of the same thing. I mean, Liam Cohen kind of used the small market, stuff that Sean Payton said that, I mean, if you listen to how Sean Payton worded it, that wasn't a shot. That was nothing. But he used it to motivate his team, and I guess good on him. Yep. But I think Denver can do the same thing. He tried to make a mountain out of a molehill or something that wasn't there, and it motivated his guys. So you need to get motivated. You just had a team come in here, not only beat you on your home field, and then talked afterwards.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think Denver will remember, and there were guys that, you could just tell in the interview that we want to see Jacksonville again.
I 100% agree. I don't think there would be a player on this team that wouldn't like to match up against Jacksonville, give it one more try, because there's a lot of those players that were disappointed in the way they played, the way they prepared, just their overall effort on the field. I think another matchup would be good for the Denver Broncos. I'm going to maybe try to fire through some of this real quick then, man. Another big one that we got to talk about, and then we want to talk about the Pro Bowl selections, because I see the chat has been talking about it here for a minute as well. Luke Wattenberg isn't going to be playing. He's been out with a shoulder, did not practice this week. I guess we'll see a little bit of Alex Forsyth. Any concern or worry about a Luke Wattenberg being out with a shoulder? I know it's only this week. We're not necessarily worried about Kansas City nearly as much as we would be in years past this late in the season. But Luke Wattenberg beyond Kansas City, does that become a concern?
Yeah, because this is the Jacksonville was really the first game that I seen a team get consistent pressure right up the middle on Denver. I understood why they did it, and I think they've ramped him up. And I didn't like every other series. It was Alex Pacheski, Ben Powers. You've ramped him up, but if he's ready to go, it's time to go back to Ben Powers. He's your starter. He's the better of the two linemen, and you need to play him. And I think you're going to need him because you're going to need help up the middle there. I don't know what kind of effort you're going to get from Chris Jones. Are you going to get a all-pro effort, or are you going to get like he did in the Jacksonville game earlier in the season when he's caught on film just like hands on his hips standing while the play's going? I don't know what you're going to get. They're out of it. Some of these guys, you can tell that they don't know how to feel about it. They've never been in this situation. By this time now, they've locked up the 1 seed, and they're preparing for divisional round. So this is all new to them. I don't I don't know how they feel about it. And to be honest, the way that they're putting guys on IR and different things, like they're trying to get the best pick they can. So because I don't
Fair
think they
enough.
expect to be in this situation next year. So you better take advantage of it while you can.
We won't see Nate Atkins as he's still dealing with a knee injury. We won't see Karini Reed, even though we could maybe use a little bit more help at the inside linebacker position. Those two guys will be out. Flipping over to the Kansas City Chiefs, like you were talking about, a couple of big key pieces, I think, in the secondary. Trent McDuffie obviously gets put on IR. Jalen Watson gets put on IR. Nothing to be, you know, if that wasn't bad enough, from a defensive perspective, they also put Rashee Rice on IR. They put Traquan Thornton on IR. So, like you were saying, whether it be for picks, whether it be just wrapping up the season and not getting guys hurt any more than they need to be, the Kansas City Chiefs are wrapping up their roster as far as putting a bow on it, man, and putting it underneath the tree for maybe next year.
And they
At this
put
time,
Minshew on IR. I mean, they're starting their third string. I'm not even sure how you pronounce Chris. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. I mean, I don't even remember him. I guess he played last year in the final game. I don't remember it. Doesn't really matter. But
fair
the
enough,
fact,
right?
I mean, there's guys out there if they wanted to make a move or bring in someone with more starts or something, they could have, and they've chosen not to. You can see where this is going. This is just one of those. Don't let it be like a Raiders game before the mini bye a few weeks ago. Let this be a get right game and take care of business and get ready for the Chargers because you haven't beat them since Sean Payton has been here. Bo Nix has never beat the Chargers, and you're going to be playing for the number 1 seed. So it's get right and get confidence going into that game.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I got to take the mic here for just a second, man. Hit the chat real quick. We've had Pearl in here for quite a while saying hello and Merry Christmas to everyone. Pearl is fantastic. She's been a fantastic supporter of this show as a Denver Bronco fan, first and foremost, but also a supporter of the show as far as sponsorship is concerned. She owns Morgan Trinkets. Check out Morgan Trinkets for all of your Southwest jewelry, Southwest pottery, estate gold at wholesale prices. They've been doing it for 34 years. You can find them on Etsy through Morgan Trinkets Co. You can find them over on eBay by typing in Pearl Heat, and that's short for Pearl Heater, as you see her screen name right now. Pearl is amazing. She's fantastic. Like I said, now she just does shows in southern Wyoming, northern Colorado. So if you're out there at any fairgrounds or any gem show or dog show, horse event, you might see Morgan Trinkets out there. But check out our amazing sponsor, and we appreciate Pearl a ton. And Merry Christmas, Pearl, man. Thank you so much for all your support all year long. We appreciate the heck out of you. We love you a lot. We also have Phil coming in here. He's dropped even more stars, so I got to get to him as well. Phil comes in asking a little bit of question on the Pro Bowl side. I'm just going to run through this just so that we can get to his question, and then after we answer his question, maybe we can go back and hit some of these 6 Pro Bowlers that the Denver Broncos got this year. Cortland Sutton made the list. Quinn Miners made the list. Garrett Bowles, Zach Allen. Yep, Zach Allen's first. Nick Benito's, and certainly not Patrick Surtain II's first. But many Pro Bowlers for this Denver Broncos team. But Phil was wanting to know, his question right here comes in, like I said, 100 stars. Guys, Pro Bowl players selected. Anyone you think deserved a selection that didn't make it? And then, spoiler alert, I'll have Michael Ronquillo's answer in here for you as well.
Yeah, there were 2 for me. One, but it doesn't really matter to me because it's just fan votes, and I mean, all pros were what matters. But Talanoa Hufanga should have been in the Pro Bowl. That That's an easy one for me. And then I think Jeremy Crawshaw, the way he's been putting lights out all year. Yeah, he had a bad game against the Raiders, but there was also swirling winds in there, and I'm gonna give him a pass on that and blame it on that because we haven't seen it. We didn't see it before, and we didn't see it after. And I mean, he's been great at pinning guys deep, flipping field position. I think for a while, Denver led the NFL in punts, so he's for a rookie. I think he'd been really good. So those guys, and maybe Will Lutz. I think. I mean, he earned player of the month 1 month. I think he's only missed 4 kicks all year.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a bad miss Sunday, and that may or may not have cost him. I don't know, but I think he's been pretty on all year. I mean, if your kicker only misses 4 times all year, I'll take it. So,
ain't that the truth, man? Our good friend Kenny Kirkpatrick, of course, big New York Giants fan, and boy, man, talk about a team who just can't get a kicker right. They are struggling, and it's hurt them throughout the year, man. A guy like Will Lutz can go very underappreciated, and the Denver Broncos have had some great kickers throughout the years. So I feel like we're been pretty spoiled underneath the Christmas tree when it came to kickers, and maybe Will Lutz got handed a lump of coal maybe in this situation, I guess is the best way to put it. You stole mine. The first one that came to my mind was Talanoa Hufanga. What he's done at that position, where the Denver Broncos were in comparison. He feels like he's even more impactful than multi-Pro Bowler Justin Simmons, who roamed back there for years. I just love the energy that he brings. And for me, at least on this roster, he's certainly a Pro Bowler in my mind. So that was the one that sprung to my mind. Michael Ronquillo wanted to bring up Devin Key, guy leads in tackles when it comes to special teams. He also brings up the fact that Darren Rizzi brought him up and said that he's our special teamer when it comes to special teams as well. Devin Key has been a big piece in that regard, a big special teamer, man. There's just some guys that carve out those careers at that position. May not be the starter for your team anytime soon at his given position, but as a special teamer can be very, very special. And Devin Key seems like he's going to be one of those guys throughout the years and maybe years to come, hopefully for the Denver Broncos.
I mean, look at I can't think of his name, the guy for the Patriots. Well, I can't think of his name. I want to say Matt, but anyways, he was a special teams guy every year and was all pro and making the Pro Bowl. But like I said earlier, I looked because it came up on my news feed, but other than that, I could care less about the Pro Bowl. The game's a joke now. They don't even, it's flag football and it's fan voting. I mean, the fact that 1 point Shedeur Sanders, I don't know how it finished, had more votes than Bo Nix that tells you all you need to know. Yeah. So when they announce first team and second team all pro, that's what's important to me. And that's what I think these guys care about. The year Garrett Bowles was first team all pro, he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. So it doesn't matter to me. Trevor Siemian 1 year was a Pro Bowler. So, so that tells you all you need to know. That's just how I feel about it. It's, they've made the game where it's I couldn't even tell you the last year that I even watched any of it. They've tried to bring in the Mannings and their coaching, their dodgeball and all their whatever they do. I couldn't tell you the last time that I actually watched because it's not interesting. And I don't know how you get it. I don't know really how you get it back.
Yeah.
So, and plus,
it's a long journey.
Plus, hopefully, it doesn't even matter. Hopefully, none of our guys are there anyways because we're prepping for the Super Bowl. So
yeah, No reason to be playing, right? No reason to be playing in that game if you're all ready for the Super Bowl. It is going to be in the same town, San Francisco, this year as the Super Bowl. That'll be a little bit maybe help bring that excitement around it.
And that'll be
But it
interesting too. I mean, a lot of people because it was in Hawaii for a long time, then Florida. I mean, that's a free vacation for your family. How many people want to, go to San Francisco?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you might see a lot of guys just opt out, and you're going to see fourth, fifth, sixth alternates in the Pro Bowl. So, I mean, Russell Wilson played in the Pro Bowl last year, and he didn't even finish the season as a starter. So,
Enough said. Enough said. And I think we got maybe a solution in here, but I'm going to hit the comments again. Michael Ronquillo, the Ronk, coming in here. I want to hit this one. Travis Kelce could be playing his last game as far as playing in Arrowhead Stadium, as they've announced a new stadium as well. And he may be on his way to retirement as it is, as well as the Denver Broncos are only 10 sacks away from setting the record. I'm sorry, I'll get this. The Denver Broncos are 10 sacks away from breaking the sack record of 72 sacks by the Miami Dolphins, with a total of 63 sacks on the Broncos defense currently. So looking for that one, 5 sacks a game. They did get 5 sacks in this last game, Jody, so not out of the question. I called 5 sacks with 2 by Nick Bonito, but Nick Bonito described his game better than I could have. Personally. So also Mele Kalikimaka, Broncos Country. Check out Patrick Wiltsey coming in here wishing us a Merry Christmas, and it very well could be a Merry Christmas over in Hawaii. He's also giving us some stars, man, dropping 100 stars, making us check out that big star in the sky on Christmas Eve, man, like we always look for, right?
I have a question. You brought up maybe Travis Kelce's last game in Arrowhead. What did you think when you heard that they're actually moving out of Missouri to Kansas?
I think it's wild.
I mean, it's not much of a move. I mean, they're right there on the border.
30
anyway.
miles.
It's right there. It's not. I mean, it's
catastrophic
whatever.
as far as geography is concerned, but at the same time, as far as geography is concerned,
like how far does San Francisco not play in San Francisco? Or I mean, they're moving the stadium out of Chicago where they're building a new one.
And that was the concern with Denver before they came out with their plans, whether they actually be in Denver proper, right? Because it'd be very easy to build a stadium out by Denver International Airport that actually doesn't sit within the Denver city limits, right? So, yeah,
I mean, I understand it probably doesn't sit well with a lot of people, millionaires and billionaires asking, middle class people to pay for a new stadium and taxes. So I get that, but you would think
70%.
But I mean, you would think that the city would do all they could, the amount of revenue, and it's not only losing the stadium, but look at all the restaurants right down around there and different things.
Of course.
I mean, that's all going to go. I maybe a way. I would think a lot of them are going to have to do something. I mean, that's big time revenue. Those home games and different things. You use that stadium as a concert, and I mean, that's one of the reasons when they build this new stadium with the dome in Denver, you're a retractable roof. I mean, it's going to be more than 8-9 home games. You're going to have concerts there, so it's a money maker. So
Final Fours,
the impact that it's going to have on the local economy there is pretty wild. So
it is pretty wild. It is pretty wild that the Kansas City Chiefs will no longer be in Missouri. Missouri is now 2 NFL franchises, as the St. Louis Rams that used to be in Missouri are, of course, no longer there as well. They just can't hold on to the franchises, man. Luckily, they still have the Cardinals. They got the Cardinals. They got the Blues, so they got a couple of things going for them.
I mean, I don't think the Cards are going anywhere. That's that's one of the, I guess, founding or whatever. I mean, they're a staple to St. Louis, and Budweiser and all that. So I mean, you're always gonna have the cards there, but
Yeah.
it is wild to think that after the run Kansas City's been on, that they couldn't come to some kind of agreement to keep things there. I mean, you're making hand over fist kind of money and different stuff, and you read all them reports for where Kansas City was, and they're always ranked dead last in the accommodations and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. It's wild. Maybe some of that changes now with this new stadium.
Certainly should. Hopefully it should. I mean, at least get one benefit out of it. Jody, who won Super Bowl I?
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. 2?
Green Bay Packers.
3?
The Chiefs.
There you go. There you go. One of the first few, man. Sorry, I lost my camera. I'll be right back on the screen. I think I'll be okay here in just a second. Sorry about that, man. You still got my voice, man. But this completely throws me off. So let me see if I can get this all hooked up real quick, man. Take the mic and talk about whatever you want.
And that's where you remember the Hank Stram. We just got to matriculate the ball down the field. I mean, that's from the Super Bowl. So
it's true.
I mean, I can't stand Kansas City and the way the Raiders have been lately. Kansas City is Denver's rival, and that's the team I don't like. But I mean, I hate seeing stuff like that because you don't know how it's gonna change things.
Yeah, it's weird when things change. I remember the Seahawks moving from the AFC to the NFC. That was a real wild change. The Cardinals going from St. Louis down to Arizona. That was kind of a wild change back in my day. Heck, I even remember when Baltimore left in the middle of the night, so in my early days. So, I mean, just wild things.
And they talk about doing new realignments with divisions and different stuff. And I don't want to see that because you're gonna lose some of the rivalries. I mean, Graham will probably know this one more than anyone. When the Red Wings went to the Eastern Conference, it ruined the best rivalry in hockey with the Avs in Detroit. And I mean, those were wild times in the early 2000s. Those games. I mean, you were getting fights every game, and when they were playing for Stanley Cups, it was must see TV. And I mean, it's never coming back again. So hopefully it doesn't. This isn't the start of changing things. So.
Yeah, you never know what's going to go on. But my good friend Jeremy's coming in here. Just remind us, go Broncos. Maybe we're not a Chiefs fan. No, crazy news, and like you said, you never know what's going to be happening in the future with just small changes. Small changes can make big changes at the same time. Peter Johnson coming in saying, "Merry Christmas." Lads, enjoy the game tomorrow. Hopefully we get a win for Christmas. I think we're feeling pretty good about the proposition in front of us. Graham's coming in. Graham says Tom Brady's top 10 ranking from 10 to 1. The Texans, Bears, Patriots, Chargers, Rams, 49ers, Broncos, Bills, Jaguars, and Seahawks. Putting the Broncos in the 4th position in front of some pretty good competition. When I look at the Rams, the Patriots, I even like what the Texans are even doing as of late. Interesting, the Jaguars are sitting in his number 2 spot as well. Graham, thanks for checking in, maybe giving us some thought around that. You said, a couple of accolades that we really had to throw out. Sutton obviously has had his Pro Bowl selection. Quinn Miners gets his first. Zach Allen gets his first. I believe, is this Garrett Bowles' first Pro Bowl selection? Yep. That's what I thought I read, and I just wanted to make sure I was right on that. So
I mean, I had someone the other day ask her, not to interrupt, but I heard someone the other day ask a question: what does Garrett Bowles have to do to be the best left tackle in Broncos history? I mean, is he close to that?
Yeah, probably
I
two less
mean,
false starts last game. I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, Gary Zimmerman's a Hall of Famer, but let's be honest, most of that was from his time in Minnesota. He came here and he won a couple Super Bowls, but I mean, if you go watch some of those ESPN things, I mean, Gary Zimmerman, his last season, it was all he could do to play. I mean,
Oh yes,
Alfred Williams, he'll detail like, you got to hit me and you got to get me going because I can't move my arms, my shoulders are all messed up. You got to get me into the mode of into this game because I can't move.
yeah.
So it was pretty wild. Then you got Ryan Clady, who, if it wasn't for injuries, that's probably a no brainer.
Yeah.
So, but Garrett Bowles, from where he came, and I remember the memes, Garrett holds and holding 72, and that's all you heard from where it was at the beginning to where he's came to is pretty crazy. And he doesn't miss football games, and so I mean,
And he puts it all out there, and he loves the game, and he loves the Denver Broncos. Man, I mean, there's a lot about Garrett Bowles that you can continue to love, but like you said, the way he's changed from where he started to where he's at today, I mean, honestly, there's so many teams that struggle at that position, and every single week we just go out there and just assume now that it's all taken care of.
And
Honestly,
when you listen to him do interviews and stuff, he kind of comes off like a Russell Wilson. Every single guy he loves as a brother and different things. The difference is I think he really means that, where Russ was, and he's authentic, where Russ wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a guy that will go to bat for you, and just like we said in the Packers game, Greenlaw was the first guy in that fight. I think Garrett Bowles would be the first guy to be in that fight if somebody, put a cheap shot on Bo or one of his guys. So,
all right, Jody, I'm springing something on you, okay, buddy? Ghost of Broncos past. I'm going to go back to maybe a Super Bowl winning team. If Peyton Manning was to walk in to the locker room tomorrow, what would he tell this Denver Broncos team of present about Broncos past and the path to victory and a Super Bowl victory? They seem to be at least having a clear path to maybe bring home that trophy.
Getting the number one seed is the most important thing. I mean, it gets you that bye week to get guys healthy, and then you're playing in front of this crowd. I mean, we've seen it other than the Jags game, but that game kind of got away from Denver. Teams in the fourth quarter, they can't breathe. And they just didn't call it in the Jags game, but there were probably at least 4 times that I remember that the clock hit 0 before he snapped the ball. It was affecting. You could see it was affecting him. It affected in other games where teams are having to call timeouts. That you need this because the crowd is going to be behind you. It's loud. That's the loudest game I've ever been to. Was that Chiefs game, and you could hear it in the Packers game. It was loud. The cameras were shaking. You could see it on the TV. So do whatever you got to do to get this. Get the one seed and get home field advantage.
All right. I'm going to do another one from Christmas past. Steve Atwater. What's Steve Atwater talk about as far as Denver Broncos Christmas past that could help this Denver Broncos team moving forward?
Don't be afraid to, lay a big hit on somebody. I mean, some of this, in 20 years, don't be second guessing yourself that you slowed up because you were afraid that you might get a fine or something. If it's close like that, we've seen it from these owners. It's something that they just might say, here, I'm paying that for you because without that play, we may not win this football game. So You got to lay it out there. I mean, he was knocking his own dudes out in the Super Bowl to break up plays at the end of the game. So
It's the vision of my mind when it came to Super Bowl and Steve Atwater. I was so mad at him when he took himself out and another guy, and they still had one more play. I was so worried.
And it's wild, because like that hit on Pat Bryant, I think that's a football hit, but 9 out of 10 times they call that as a defensive receiver, and I think it was earlier in the game they called one that I thought that was the stupidest flag, and I think it was in Denver's favor. I thought that was a horrible call.
Yep. I agree. I think the receiver, in question, he was like, "Really? They're getting a penalty? Okay,
I mean,
that's cool with me."
I mean, if I was going to play defense and I was a hard hitter like that, and I had secured a big time contract, I would just tell myself, I'm setting aside this amount of money and I'm hitting guys and let the chips fall where they may. Because you can't play not to hit somebody, because you've seen it last year. Mahomes tightrope. Yeah, we even seen Bo Nix do it in the Packers game. He faked like he was going to go out of bounds and then threw that ball to Troy Franklin because guys are afraid to hit him because you're going to get fined and stuff. So that's something that I wish the NFL would fix. I mean, it's one of those things. You're going to have big hits, and it's football. I mean, I know and I wish it would go to the players, because I know the players would say the same thing. I would rather get hit and like that than be afraid to hit somebody, because that's where you can get hurt.
Fair enough.
Slowing up and different things. So
100%, man. I was told that as I played Little League football from fourth grade on. If you're nervous out there, you're going to get hurt, man. You can't go in there and be nervous to have, anxiety or, have any hesitation. That's what I'm looking for.
And it's why I think you see some of the bad tackling, because if you're going to go blow someone up and you wrap up and you tackle them, just like that sack on Lawrence, they said he put his body weight on him. I mean,
left his feet.
What are you supposed to? I mean, all you can do, and I don't remember who that was. I think it was Malcolm Roach. All you can do, like Malcolm Roach, is throw your hands at the ref and on to the next, because it's ridiculous. But you get where you don't even want to make any sort of play like that because you're scared that you're going to see a flag or it hits your pocketbook.
Agreed, man. I'm gonna try to wrap this show up, man. You're getting all riled up here on a Christmas Eve, man. I can't believe Jody. It's supposed to be all about Christmas cheer and ho 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 and Santa Claus is coming. He's like, I'm sick of this soft football. I'm gonna move to Christmas future, man. What does Christmas future Sean Payton, Denver Broncos Sean Payton, say to this team?
That he has to be more committed to the run. Bo Nix cannot throw the ball. What did he have? 45, and I think 2 of them were scrambles. So you can't have 47 pass attempts. That isn't going to work. That's not going to win you anything.
That's the death of you, as the Christmas future is showing Scrooge his demise, right?
And when you have you had both guys, you had McLaughlin busting out big runs, and then he doesn't get any more carries the rest of the game. You have RJ Harvey bust off a big run for a touchdown, and then you don't get any more carries. The game, it got to 17, but when it was 14, when it was still right there, it's still within right there. You need to run the football. You need to be committed to it and some different things. So he's got to, I think he would tell him that. And I think he would tell him, I've got to be better when I call trick plays, because I didn't really think about it till someone brought it up the other day. Denver was moving the ball, running the ball, and they got to the 50, and then he called that trick play, and it kind of just derailed everything. I mean, stick with what's working. If you got to bust into the bag of tricks, like, for example, the Pittsburgh game last year where you're not doing anything the whole game and you bust out a trick play to try to get you going, that's one thing. But when something's working and then you just go the exact opposite, and if you watch from that play on, it kind of really derailed that and the fumble, but that really kind of started everything right there. It was, I mean,
Started to feel clunky.
And I've said this, it goes all the way back to the Chargers game last year. I think Sean Payton would rather lose the game throwing the ball this amount of times than win and running the football game. It just seems like that sometimes. Like he is so stubborn to just commit to it. He's got run it on the back of his, Denny's menu. Well, run it. At this point, it's not even funny anymore. It just looks stupid because you don't run the football when it's working.
Jody's, I think really what he did is he got a big old lump of coal and he stuffed it right down into Sean Payton's stocking as Sean Payton, the ghost of future Denver Bronco Sean Payton.
I bring all this up because I think the AFC is never going to be more wide open than it is right now. And if you asked, and yeah, you were in a better situation before last week's loss, but if you asked anyone at the beginning of the season with 2 games left that you are in first place and all you have to do is win out and you are the 1 seed, would Denver take that? And anyone would say, yeah, we will take that. So don't lose this opportunity because it's something that you can control that you won't do on stubbornness.
I agree, man. I'm not going to give you another future. I'm not even going to give you a present. We're about at the end of the show. I don't know if we'll be doing any pregame. Maybe we'll do a postgame. Please like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everyone who's been with us and has celebrated Christmas Eve with us. Can't believe the viewership. I appreciate all the love and love for the Denver Broncos coming in here, sharing some time with us. Santa's coming soon, and presents have been abound as the Denver Broncos have had an amazing season so far this year, Jody. Like I said, I don't expect anybody to rise and shine with me pregame and do a pregame podcast. That being said, I want to get your prediction for this game tomorrow. Maybe a post-game podcast is in the works. We'll see what's going on. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button so you don't miss us if we go live. But what are you thinking about this Denver Broncos game versus let's face it, a beat up, decimated, IR listed, put it in the bag, 1-2-3 Cancun, Kansas City Chiefs team? Is there any worry about overlooking this team and being more competitive than it should be on Christmas Day?
No, I don't think so, because I think Sean Payton, he's laid it out, and he's gotten pretty aggressive with some reporters on it that the 3 goals were: 1, win the AFC West, which we have not done; 2, get the highest seed possible, which is to be determined; and 3, win a Super Bowl. So we've accomplished nothing of the 3 goals. It wouldn't make the playoffs. Those were the 3 goals. And to accomplish those goals, you need to win this game. And I want to see a game like Kansas City last year. I want us to completely dominate it. And when it's over, I don't need to feel bad. And I don't really care what the outside people are going to say that, oh, they're not playing any of their starters, that's the only reason you won. Don't really care. Let it be a get-right game. Get confidence, because you haven't beat the Chargers, and they're coming to your place, and you have a lot on the line. Do you want to be the 1 seed, or do you want to be a wild card team? That's really where it's going to come down to, in my opinion. You're going to be the 1, or you're going to be a wild card team. So, I mean, and that's huge. Like we talked about earlier, home field advantage. So, and you don't play up to this game, and this game derails you. Your 11 game win streak and everything you worked for all year. I mean, it feels like it almost was. You got very, very lucky. So, hopefully, I think Sean Payton will have him ready. He'll have him focused. You listen to Bo and some different players; they weren't happy with the way they played against Jacksonville, and I think they don't want to play like that in prime time. So I expect Denver to dominate this game.
I agree. I think there was a lot of disappointed players. I think they were put in a position they haven't been put in quite some time. I don't think they like the way it felt. I think they'll be working about as hard as they possibly can. And this could be the most lopsided game of the entire Christmas day by far. I wouldn't put it past Sean Payton to pile it on in this game. I think the Denver Broncos need that confidence, and I'm not going to put it past nor call it petty if they end up putting up a ton of points on a beaten up, broken Kansas City team. I also want to just
and
say
I'll
hello
agree
to
with that.
I just want to say hello to Captain real quick, man. Captain says, "Hey guys, I've been gone so long. Unforeseen complications are a drag," but he also comes back, man, and he has some good news. Captain, by the way, good to see you, man. Don't ever apologize for unforeseen complications, man. He said, he comes in here, he says, "I have to tell you this, though, man." He went on the Denver Broncos site and he made a ornament. I made a comment on the Broncos site, he says, and Bo Nix gave a reply back. Bo Nix, who's not out there on social media content all that much, said he put it to bed a little bit, makes a reply to our good friend, the captain here. It was his first reply on his, he got back on his brand new computer. Captain, complications may have set you back from joining us, man, but thanks for sharing the news, man, and coming in here and talking about that, man. Congratulations to you, man. That's pretty cool, man. It's always good to get, I don't know, I guess a little bit of recognition from somebody like that, somebody we kind of admire, especially here in Broncos Country. So can't wait for the win. I just want them to win, says Pearl, and that's all that matters for her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Broncos, they're going to win 31-13, says Ernie Mays. Go right ahead, Jody. Hopefully I didn't derail you from your thought process, man.
No, I was just going to say 99% of the time, I don't think style points matter, but I think it matters in this game to Sean Payton to get this team back focused and some different things. I mean, you've seen it different times throughout the year when they scored that touchdown late against the Bengals. Didn't mean nothing, but it was a good way to end the game. So some different things. I think he's, like you said, if he can pour it on, he's going to pour it on, and he's going to not feel sad about it one bit, because we've watched Kansas City come in here and do trick plays with Dontari Poe and run it up on Denver and laugh in your face and different things. So, I mean, I think this is what Denver needs to get right back on track and feeling good as they welcome the Chargers. So,
yeah, if the Chiefs feel bad about it, we can just tell them to shake it off.
Right.
No big deal. Just shake it off. Jody, I don't know if you have a prediction for this game, but I'm going to tell you, man. I talked about running it up. I talked about this beat up Kansas City Chiefs team. I talked about the mentality the Broncos need to come in order to, like you said, get on track, get on the right mindset as they, get it. Head off, or not head off, but go to take on the Chargers and then the playoffs after that. I'm stealing Ernie May's prediction. I'm going to stick right where he put it, 31-13. I'm going to roll right with you, Ernie, man. He's been closer to the overall prediction that win-loss prediction than any of us. Ernie Mays has been a believer from the get, and I like his prediction 31-13 for the Denver Broncos winning this game. Jody, you got a score prediction for me?
I'm going to go the exact same score as last year. I'm going to go 38-0. Denver puts it on them. Denver, this is a get-right game for Denver. This gets them right back to where they were. And hopefully the people that where the sky is falling after one loss, that's over with. And we're right back on track. So,
yep. And I'm going to agree with this. Pearl comes in and she says, I just pray that we get the D working.
I'm going to add one more thing. I think we break the sack record tomorrow. I think they just, I mean, you've got a couple guys that know that they didn't play well last week, and they've publicly admitted that. And I think they go after this quarterback if this is his first start ever, and they beat him up. And
yeah,
I think I see 10 sacks this game.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, it'd be when a team is that beat up at the quarterback position, there's certainly the opportunity for something like that to happen, especially at a team like the Denver Broncos that have been able to pile up stats, especially when it comes to the sacks, like they have all season long. Pearl says, I just pray that they get the defense working. I would say that I want to see this defense working more than I want to see this offense working. I think this team has been carried more often than not by this defense throughout this year. And for the defense to be firing on all cylinders, I think is scarier to almost any opponent than the offense firing on all cylinders, whatever that's looked like throughout the season. So I agree with you in that regard, Pearl. Thanks for that 2 cents as well. Bronco, I got one last one from prediction from Michael Ronquillo. Thank you, Michael, so much for being a part of the podcast, like I said, throughout the year and here on Christmas Eve as well, my friend. Love the prediction, 35-10, Denver Broncos over the Kansas City Chiefs. Final thoughts, Mr. Jody Moncrief, as we get ready for Santa to visit us all.
I'll keep it simple. I just want this to be a get-right game. This is a must-win if you want the number 1 seed, and keep everyone healthy. Hopefully everyone plays well, make it a get-right game, and on to back home and get ready for what I think is going to be for the AFC West title and the 1 seed.
I love it, man. I love it. Go out there, get right, get yourself all keyed up for that Chargers game. It's going to be a big game, man. And if you get that game right, things could be looking pretty dang good for the Denver Broncos heading into the playoffs, and can't wait to start covering that. Phil McLaughlin isn't shy about his prediction with a 35-7 prediction as well. So love it, Phil McLaughlin. Thank you, everybody, man, who's been with us. Like I said, throughout the year, it's not like this is the end of the year podcast. I feel like I keep saying that, but man, it's almost Christmas. Hope you all have a fantastic Christmas, man. The presents that the Denver Broncos have given us this year have been abundant, man. The wins that they piled up, the sacks that they piled up, the team culture that we have, the Penner group, the Walter Penner group that have come in here and just really changed this team, man. Lots of presence and a lot of abundance for the Denver Broncos. It's been a joy covering them up all the way till Christmas. Hopefully we get more presents under the tree tomorrow with a big win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. It should be great. Hopefully you all have a fantastic evening. We do got to get out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for the last hour. Like I said, hit that notification button because you never know. We might be going live tomorrow, maybe at a post-game podcast. They're always really fun, so might try to see if we can queue one of those up. We'll just see. But like I said, like we always do, we're going to go ahead and get out of here with our boots in the stirrups, guns in the holsters, and of course, the Denver Broncos in our heart. Until next time, can't wait to see you again. We're going to get out of here. Have a good night, everybody, and Merry Christmas.